Morning, how's it going? Recording this video while some thoughts are fresh in my head. There's another video that's going to be coming up on the channel at some point when I've got around to editing it from some footage in Amsterdam this weekend just past. So I've been in Amsterdam with a friend of mine, guy I've never met but who I've worked with since 2019. On Instagram he's Fresh Nerd Beats. Keith runs 100 Acres, and we did a sample pack together before, my first sample pack, Thoughts in B flat minor, and we did that remotely and it was brilliant, really enjoyed it. And everything else we've done has been remote, brilliant, really enjoyed it. And we had the opportunity to get into an actual studio, like a proper professional recording studio. So that's what I've been doing this last weekend. Been in Amsterdam in the studio and recording a bunch of music. We had two sessions, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. And going there, the expectation was that we would be recording my next trumpet sample pack. So the idea was that I was going to be doing a load of 20 to 30 second snippets of sound and making a pack out of it. And maybe if we had some time at the end, we were going to jam this idea that we had for a new band for me and Keith. What turned out was the sample pack didn't happen and the band did happen. And we ended up, Keith started a loop going and just kept it going to see where I would take it. And I just recorded trumpet. Anyway, after two or three of these, and my trumpet was going through all sorts of guitar pedals at some point as well, it was clear that what we were doing was a lot more than just a sample pack. And what we were doing was full-on tunes for a new band, for a new project, which is nothing like either of us have done before. So super cool, super exciting. Anyway, there's a whole video about all of that to come with some footage from the studio and all of that. So I'll leave that to a separate video. But what I wanted to talk about was the experience and what it's made me feel like, and also some other music that I've been doing, which I talked about in the last video. Recently, I've been playing live with other musicians. This weekend, I was in the studio with another musician producer, and it did make me appreciate and remember how much better, I think that's the word, how much better it is making music with other people. Doing music remotely and collaboratively is brilliant, and the fact that we can do it as musicians is fantastic, and it changes everything. The fact that we could all keep making music and recording it and putting it out during the pandemic was fantastic. However, there is nothing like being in a studio with somebody else, riffing, coming up with ideas, and the same for jamming with other musicians. There is nothing like being in just somebody's garage or somebody's front room or wherever, just jamming, coming up with music, coming up with ideas. They play something, you play off them. You say, why don't you try it like this? He says, why don't you try the trumpet like this? Just all that sort of stuff, just helping out, collaborating, but doing it in live in the room. And there's a lot more that you can take out of the music by being physically present with other people. So it's taken me a long time to get round to this realization, which is the most obvious realization in the world as a musician. But nonetheless, it's new for me because I've been so insular, so in here for so long. I've forgotten what it was like to be with other musicians. And now I've had a bit of a taste of what it's like with other musicians. It's what I want to do. It's where I want to go forward. So hopefully a lot more studio time, hopefully a lot more live music with other musicians in person, making mistakes, having a laugh, just making music how it should be made, and hopefully getting out and doing some gigs, which is what it's all about. So that was all I wanted to say. If you're a musician watching this, find some opportunity to do what you do with some other musicians or some producers or whoever, but don't feel that you have to be restricted by just being in your bedroom or your home studio. There's so much more enjoyment that you can take out of being in a shared space with some other people, practicing your art and coming up with something, whatever it is. So that's it. Go and enjoy it. Make music. Make more music. And I will leave it there. There's another video coming when I've finished editing it all about the Amsterdam trip, and more on that later. Check me out on Instagram if you've not already, @FoggyComposer, link below. And I'll see you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.